Hi guys, so Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, once again had to act like the adult in the room when it came to Brexit and in particular the Northern Ireland Protocol. Now we've been hearing calls from the DUP, unionists in Northern Ireland and their friends, the Brexiteers in other parts of the UK, calling for the Northern Ireland Protocol to be scrapped. Now, I'm repeating myself once again, but the Northern Ireland Protocol is the fire extinguisher, Brexit is the fire. Brexit is doing the damage. The Northern Ireland Protocol is a means of reducing the damage, mitigating against Brexit. Doing away with it means doing away with the fire extinguisher. Now, if you have a viable alternative, present it. The Brexiteers don't, the DUP don't, but they want to get rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol anyway. Now, she's going to once again suggest that the Northern Ireland Protocol is all that there is available. There is nothing else. And we also have to remember that Boris Johnson campaigned on getting Brexit done, getting his oven-ready deal through Parliament, and of course the oven-ready deal is also known as the withdrawal agreement, which contains the Northern Ireland Protocol. So Boris Johnson, along with his unelected bureaucrat Lord Frost, seemed to be determined to undermine the very thing that they campaigned on, the very thing that they won an 80-seat majority on. Let's hear what Ursula von der Leyen had to say about this.
On EU-UK relations since the entry into force of the TCA, the beginnings are not easy. Tensions are being felt around the access, for example, of EU fishing boats, or tensions are, without any doubt, there around the implementation of the Protocol of Northern Ireland. Vice President Šefčovič is working hard with our UK counterparts how to resolve the underlying issues. It was very good to see that leaders reiterated their unity and their support to the fact that issues must be solved based on the provisions we have now. That is the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, that is the Withdrawal Agreement, and this includes the Protocol. Just one focus on the Protocol. There should be no doubt that there is no alternative to the full and correct implementation of the Protocol. And I think it is important to reiterate that the Protocol is the only possible solution to ensure peace and stability in Northern Ireland while protecting the integrity of the European Union single market. If we see problems today, we should not forget that they do not come from the Protocol, but they result from Brexit. That is the reason why the problems are there. Now it's our common duty with the United Kingdom to do whatever we can to reduce tensions in Northern Ireland. And that is why we're exploring practical solutions to help to minimize the disruptions to the everyday life in Northern Ireland. And beyond these current difficulties, we will continue to work on a productive and balanced relationship with the United Kingdom. Thanks a lot.
So, look, it's extremely frustrating that we have to continually return to this problem. The Brexiteers, including the DUP, wanted the UK as a whole to leave the single market and the customs union, and were willing to push to destroy the union in order to get Brexit done. When it came to defending the union and it came to defending Brexit, they chose Brexit every time, including the DUP. Now, the DUP have realized that by selecting Brexit, it meant destroying the union. They wanted basically to have their cake and to eat it too. But when going down that road, it would have meant putting a border on the island of Ireland. I've said this before, there were three options on the table: a border on the island of Ireland, a border in the Irish Sea, or the entire UK remaining within the single market and the customs union. The DUP believed that they could convince the Tories, convince the British government to put a border on the island of Ireland. Now, they haven't come out explicitly and said this, but this was their plan all along. They wanted to undermine the Good Friday Agreement by putting a border on the island of Ireland. And they were hoping that would happen. Well, their plan backfired. And they seem to be convinced that if they put enough pressure on Boris Johnson and they put enough pressure on Lord Frost via their friends in the loyalist community, they can achieve that. But both the UK government and the EU and the Americans have said that's not going to fly. The border is in the Irish Sea. This is the only possible compromise here. The loyalists don't like it, but the problem is most of the loyalists in Northern Ireland voted for Brexit. So they wanted this, in a sense. They wanted their cake, they believed they could eat it too, and now they've realized that that's not going to happen. What needs to happen going forward is both sides, the European Union and the UK, need to sit down and discuss what the protocol can do, what's inside the protocol that can allow trade to move more smoothly. They have to work within the confines of the protocol. There isn't an alternative. Now you will hear Ben Habib from the Brexit Party, or whatever the hell it's called today. You'll hear from the DUP, Ian Paisley Jr., you'll hear from Brexiteers in England who will say that the protocol needs to go. But no one in the media, unfortunately, is asking them, what's the alternative to the protocol? What are you going to replace it with? No one. And they're let off the hook here. Because they know that they don't actually have an alternative. They just want to get rid of it, hoping that if they apply enough pressure to the European Union, to the Irish government, to the British government, to Boris Johnson, to the Northern Ireland Secretary, to whoever, that they will be able to get rid of the protocol. And this would result in, of course, the next step back, which would be to place a border on the island of Ireland, which would, of course, undermine the Good Friday Agreement that was signed back in 1998, which is something that mostly is ignored by Brexiteers and actively undermined by the likes of the DUP. We've seen how the DUP recently have worked towards undermining it. Even the new leader, I should say, of the DUP, Mr. Poots, was invited as part of his job to meetings in Dublin as part of the Good Friday Agreement, measures that were put in place, organisations, entities, bodies that were put in place after the signing of the Good Friday Agreement to work on North-South cooperation. He's not playing his part there. He's blaming the protocol as a reason of him not taking part in responsibilities that he has as a member of the Assembly that is part of the Good Friday Agreement. So you have the DUP attempting to attack the protocol whatever way they can, either politically by not engaging with the Republic of Ireland as part of the Good Friday Agreement, and you also have them in the media egging on loyalist paramilitaries to engage in all types of activities to undermine the protocol that way. And we even had Lord Frost meet with members of the loyalist paramilitaries a few weeks ago to listen to their concerns. These people want to put a border on the island of Ireland. They don't care about peace in Northern Ireland. They just want to copper fasten Northern Ireland to the rest of the UK, and to hell with the consequences. So it's good that we have the President of the European Commission once again acting as the adult in the room here and saying, look, the protocol is here. If you have problems with the protocol, it's because of Brexit. The fire that was created by the Brexiteers needs to be put out, and the protocol is the fire extinguisher. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?